Hi, this is Barb at the Medaille Library, and in this video today I'm going to show you how to set up a professional paper in APA style, which is what you are required to use as a student in the CMHC program. Before I get started with that template, however, I just wanted to remind you that you have sample papers from the APA style site and also from the OWL online writing lab at Purdue, and both of these sites have sample papers that are labeled. They show you how to set up a paper, how your title page should be set up, etc. So go ahead and I'd recommend bookmarking both of those sites because they will also include examples of in-text citations, examples of how to cite or create your reference list for different types of sources as well. So if we go to the template that I created, you'll see in your header, you always want to start with the title of your paper, and it's a shortened version of the title of your paper. It has to be under 50 characters, and it's in all caps. Your page numbers are always in the upper right corner of each page. You put the full title of your paper in boldface, and then you're going to skip 2 lines, type your name, Medaille College, that's the affiliation, and as a CMHC student you have to use 12-point times New Roman font in your paper, and your papers are going to be double spaced. There is an option also in a professional paper, there's an author note. However, as a student you are not required to include an author note. It's an option, it's not a requirement. If you do decide to include an author note, you want to make sure you include any disclosures or acknowledgments and include your contact information. And each of those sets of information is on its own separate line. You're going to go into your abstract page next. Again, abstract is labeled in bold. Remember, your abstract is just a summary of your paper. You want to keep it short, and in fact it should only be between 150 and 250 words long. The only time you use an abstract in the CMHC program is when you are writing a research paper. If you're writing an essay or a reflection paper, you do not need to include an abstract. The text of your paper follows directly after your abstract. Again, the title of your paper, the full title, not the truncated title that's in your header, is in bold. You're going to go ahead and start to write your paper. Depending upon the assignment and the instructions from your professor, you may need to use level 1 and level 2 headings, and these are set up as like the following. So you go through, you write your paper. When you get to your conclusion, again, you're going to label your conclusion. It's not centered, it's left justified, but it is in bold. And remember, your conclusion is where you're going to restate your thesis or talk about any conclusions that you've made. This is followed with your reference page. Remember, in your list of references, they are in alphabetical order. So anything that you have used, any articles, any books, any materials you've used in your paper, you need to include in your reference list. And they're in alphabetical order by author. If there's no author, then you alphabetize by the title of the article or the book or whatever source that you've used. And remember, when you create your reference page, the first line of a reference is always justified. The second and subsequent lines have a hanging indent, so they are indented. If you have questions about writing your paper, the content, if you have questions about your in-text citations, if you're doing them correctly, remember you have access to tutoring through the Medaille 360. If you click on the pencil icon, you can use Smart Thinking. You also have access to tutors in the Academic Success Center, which is in Buffalo. You can meet with a tutor in person, or you can meet with them online, and you have an option here to make an appointment online. If you have questions about research, if you have questions about the databases like PsycInfo, PsycLit, Psychiatry Online, any of those psychology-related databases, you can contact the library and we can work with you and help you do your research. I hope this was helpful, and thank you for watching.